Hey, this is Mr. Mark. In this video, I like to show you how to add a restock date column to the eBay Dropshipping Excel system that you downloaded from me. Now, before I do that, I like to just briefly talk about why you might want a restock date column, the purpose of it, and I'll share this with you too as a PDF. Basically, when items go out of stock at your supplier, your eBay listing will be out of stock as well. However, when your product finally comes back in stock, then your eBay listing may come back in stock as well, or you might put your eBay listing back in stock. And at this time, it's a good idea to record the date that you put the item back in stock, and this is what we call the restock date. And the reason for that, why you would want to do that, is so that when you're judging the item on how long it has been since it's sold, you don't want to be counting the time that it was out of stock. So you want to see how long has it been since it has come back in stock. So if it was out of stock for 2 months and it just came back in stock a week ago, then you should only be looking at the last week when you're trying to determine how the item is doing. So for this reason, it's a good idea to have a restock date column. I do have some written instructions, some short instructions to show you how to do it if you prefer that. However, I will go ahead and show you what to do right here in the video. And first of all, one thing is that the spreadsheet, I don't remember, but it might be protected. In your case, your copy might be protected. If it is, you're going to go to review and then click, it should say unprotect, and then click unprotect sheet, and then you'll click OK on the menu that pops up. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and protect it and then show you. So yours might look like this. So you go to review tab, unprotect sheet, and just unprotect it. Alright, if you get a message, you can just click on OK, and once you do that, you'll be able to edit the document. So now what you do is you right click on the letter E. So right click on the letter E, and then you will click on insert. And by the way, why am I using column E is because it's right next to date listed, and I want the restock date to be next to the listing date. So I'm going to right click again on this column, click insert, and that will add an extra column. And then you just simply type in restock date, and that's pretty much it for the new column, except for one more thing. I'm going to click on home tab, and I want to make sure that I have the right format. So again, you can select this whole column and click here and put it to short date, because if you don't have the right format, it will not appear as a date. So click short date, and then you can even test it by typing in a date to make sure it works. If you're not getting the date, if you're getting number signs, it means it's too small. Expand it, and now you see the date is June 12th, 2020. That's your restock date. So you might have listed this back in April, for instance, right? Perhaps it went out of stock and now it's back in stock. So this is the last time that the item was available, June 12th. So this way, if your item hasn't sold for a long time, you know that, well, it didn't sell because it was out of stock and it only just came back today, right? So that's the purpose of having the restock date. Now, because you've added an extra column here, there's one little thing that's going to be affected. Now, it's not crucial. You don't even have to fix this or change it, but it is going to throw off this one little part, which is the source. And the source basically finds the link to the product when you put in the item number, right? It finds the link to the product. But because you've changed where the columns are, you may need to change this as well. If the sheet is protected, again, review, unprotect sheet, turn off the protection. And what you will do is you go to cell K3. This is right under the word source, and just double click on it. And here's the number 8. You're going to highlight that number or backspace it even, and just change it to a 9, because this number tells the formula how many columns it needs to look into the spreadsheet to find the URL. And now that we added another column, it's going to be 9 columns, not 8 columns. So we changed the 8 to a 9. So you don't have to worry about the rest of the complicated formula, just that one piece, just the number 8, change it to a 9, press enter, and it should work now. And then you just go here, put the mouse pointer in this lower right hand corner, and you will just copy. Double click, and that will copy the formula all the way down. Okay, so it's important that you do that. Copy the formula all the way down so that it copies all the way to the bottom of the spreadsheet. Now, the reason why I did it this way rather than sending out a new copy is I figured that a lot of you or some of you may already be using this system, and you might already have filled up the system with your items. You might have already filled the order sheet, quite possibly. So if I sent out a new copy, then you'd have to move your data over, and I figured that might be a pain in the neck for a lot of you. So I decided instead to show you how to add this restock date column in yourself so that you don't have to download a new copy of the spreadsheet. Also, I realized that some people may not actually care about having a restock date. I think you should in general, but to me it's more of a sales analysis issue, where if you're looking at how long it's been since something sold, you don't want to be going by the date listed if it's out when the thing has been out of stock. I might have listed it 5 months ago and it might have been out of stock for 3 months. I don't want to be thinking about or analyzing an item that has been out of stock for that long. So that's why I want to see when it came back in stock. So I realize some of you may have use for this and some of you might not. So let me know in the comments if you want anything. Maybe you might want to copy with this restock date added and the formula corrected. I will have some other things following that I think you might find interesting. So definitely stay tuned to the channel and stay tuned to my emails. If you have this system, it means that you are a subscriber on my email list, so do look out for emails on any more content that I might have. And as usual, feel free to leave any comments below, questions or suggestions. Thank you and take care.